people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, you're welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for engaging. Those that have not subscribed and they are watching this video, please tell me why you have not subscribed.
Tell us why.
I mean, it's free. Just do it to support me, okay?
Do it to support us.
Yeah, do it to support us. In today's video, we are going to be sharing the story of how we met.
How did we meet?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we have shared it anywhere else. I'm trying to think now if we have shared it on any platform, even in writing. I doubt it. I don't think so. But anyway, we are going to be sharing today on my YouTube channel. So we do hope you enjoy watching and enjoy our story. So how did we meet?
I was looking for akara to buy, and I met someone selling. Okay, I'm serious.
Who is selling akara?
I remember I had just finished my national diploma at the Federal Polytechnic of Ado-Ekiti, and I was waiting to kind of finish my project. I think we had done our exams and then we're doing our project. So during my school days, I attended Baptist Student Fellowship, but after we finished, so we had been sent forth, so I felt like, well, I attended Winners while I was back home. So, but because I joined BSF when I entered school immediately, I didn't attend Winners all through. So, when I got sent forth, I paid a visit to Winners, and that's where I met this beautiful woman of God. So, at the time, I've always been one who loves to serve in God's house. Immediately I entered, I had other intentions, but when I saw this lady, I said, choir, I must join choir. Me? Choir, I must join. At the time, I was not really confident talking to ladies. I'm very good with writing. Now writing here can't mean, but the physical face-to-face communication, I was building my skills. So I did a little background work. I asked Felix. His name Felix, right? His name is Felix.
I don't know your story now. You don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's Felix. So I did a background work and asked about this young woman, and I was told that woman, she's patient as well. No try more.
What do you mean?
It's like, well, I love doing things that people say don't do. If you tell me don't do it, you just give me the quiet to do it. So I was looking for a means to start the conversation, but there was none. So luckily for me, one Wednesday midweek service, she came early to church, and me, I was trying to form.
Yeah, continue. Of course, it's your story. I'm just trying to recall if it was a Wednesday service, you actually first met me, but I don't know.
No, that's not why I'd seen you in the choir attending Wake of Emphasis, I think.
Okay.
Right, and then I'd gone to, when I saw you, I was like, I'll join choir. So I'd met with, I've forgotten the brother's name now. So I joined the choir. So, wait, was it music service or choir rehearsals? I can't remember now vividly, honestly, like I can't remember, but I shall said hi. To be honest, right, I can't remember the story vividly, but I know she can. So, but thank God for to go at the time. Wait, come to think of it, you know, you said when I first met you, the first thing I said that you're my future wife, right?
Me, I'll share my own version.
Share your own first.
Okay.
Because in share your own, I'll pick missing line. I can't remember.
The very first day that I saw you, like face to face, was on a Sunday service.
Okay.
And there's one thing with me: if someone is staring at me, like probably we're in the same gathering or same location, and someone is staring at me, I quickly take notes that this person is looking at me. Like I just sense it that someone is staring at me, and I would know who is staring at me. So I was in the choir, and our choir, like, it was Winners Chapel Falegon. It was a mini church. It wasn't a big, large church, so you could easily see everyone in service, right? And I was in the choir then, so I saw him. He was sitting in the middle section. You were wearing a yellow shirt, if I can remember. And I was like, why is this brother looking at me? Why is this guy looking at me?
I was seeing vision. You also looking at me.
So I was like, okay, well, it's the owner of his eyes. He can look at me. I'm a fine girl, so of course. And after service, my mind just told me that he was going to come and speak to me. I didn't just know what he was going to say, and I was prepared for him.
Patience is okay. I said it.
But the funny thing is that I didn't expect what he was going to say. He just walked up to me and said, God said you were going to be my wife. And that kind of triggered anger. You know that line? This Christian brothers use another line. That line is it's old school.
We don't beat around the bush.
You were like, God said you're going to be my wife. I'm like, from where to where? Impossible. I just snubbed him. I'm like, whoa. One corner, stay in one corner. So I snubbed him, and at that moment I just like disliked him automatically. Like, who is this one?
She was forming hard gear, in other words.
I was not forming hard gear. I was just like, where are you coming from? You're meeting someone for the first time, and the first thing you're saying to them is, God said you're going. No. When
Isaac uncle or Isaac Abraham's servant was looking for a wife for Isaac, he didn't beat around the bush. He said, I've come to marry. Why do you want me to beat around the bush? Yeah. Okay.
So I just disliked him, and subsequently, whenever I see him, this was in September of 2013. To put dates to these things, this was the first time I was going to meet him. September 2013. So subsequently in service, I would see him, but I would snub him because I didn't like him. And I remember there was one vivid scenario, that I can remember, that you were sitting in front of the church and we had just come in. It was like a midweek service. It wasn't a Sunday service. Yeah, we had just come in to service, and I met you sitting in front of the church, and you greeted me, but I didn't answer. Or I think I answered, but I didn't answer in a way that like
you were being patient.
I didn't answer in an exciting manner, and I just went into the church, and I think that kind of got to you if you felt disrespected.
Yeah.
And
I felt disrespected.
And after service, you came to me and you were like, "Oh, you really didn't like what I did," and I apologized. I kind of felt bad as well. Like, now you two, you should have relaxed. And from then on, we didn't really talk. I didn't like him, and that was the end. And eventually, I left for school, so I didn't see him for a long time.
Wait, how did I get your to-go number?
Really, funnily, I find it's been a while.
It was not your to-go number. I think your to-go username.
Yeah, where to-go username was everywhere then. Now it wasn't something.
Wait, thinking about it, could you add somebody on to? Could you send a friend request somebody on to go without having their number? Just send their username.
I think it was username we used then. I can't even remember, but I know you had my to go. We communicated on to go before. Then and then Facebook.
No, Facebook was in 26.
No, 2013 as well. I was trying to look for the chat of recent, but it was a lot of chat. I couldn't go back. But yeah, you would send me messages on. What was it called? You also send me messages on Facebook. Sometimes I would even ignore it, things like that. That was when I was in school, when I had left church. So yeah, that was the memory of our first meeting.
The memory I have of all that things she just said, right? I can't remember the dates. Well, she's good with dates and all that. I can't remember the scenario, but I know number one. Now because I joined choir at that time.
Okay.
Even though I had been in the choir, but I think you kind of facilitated the journey on time. Secondly,
if I woman call choir,
I find God come church.
you got
as a woman. I can't join service unit.
okay.
Secondly, the second memory I have about that year was you were a naughty sister that used to form hard girl. Was giving me a tough time.
I wasn't naughty actually.
The third thing I remember was you kind of gave off a disrespectful vibe. And I remember also one particular day, I was having a conversation. I was like, this girl say what she wants to say. I can't remember that conversation, but I actually know that you did something. I just do bad like this in my mind. I just put no go area. And I think I didn't chat you up again.
Yes. So after a while, that was it. We stopped, like the communication stopped online because, like I said, I'd already gone to school. I'd gone to that was school nursing in Ido-Ekiti. So I'd gone to resume school. So we're not in the same location that we could see physically. So it was now communicating with me on Facebook and to go, and then I would ignore his messages. And then after a while, it stopped.
As a digital marketer, if your client don't want to buy,
no sell.
you look for the next client. You cannot come and
So the communication stopped. So am I going next or you're going next?
go next now.
Okay, so that was the end. 2013, 2014, 2015, no communication, and that was 2015, I was in a relationship. So I just broken up with the guy and I was single, engaged to Jesus rather, just having a lovely, like I was just going in my Christian faith and it was just so beautiful. Like I was enjoying everything. I was like, worshiping the Lord and just having sweet fellowship with Jesus. And it was just like a beautiful phase of my life. In 2016 February, on a Wednesday, a particular Wednesday, which was a fasting day for me, usually in school, our fellowship, that's Fellowship of Christian Nurses, we used to have Wednesday fellowships, and then as a worker you have to be in the fellowship 30 minutes before other members. So we had just finished class. I think we closed classes at 3:30 p.m. so fellowship starts at 4, so I have just like 30 minutes to, is it 4 it starts or 4:30? I can't remember the time, but I knew I had a short time to prepare what I was going to eat, like I said, because I was fasting, prepare what I was going to eat, then rush down to fellowship. So I went into the room after class, I did a quick prayer, and as I remember that day vividly. I came down from the bed, I was staying at the top bunk, came down from the bed and I was like, oh, let me just quickly go make noodles since it's the fastest thing. So I think I can't remember what I picked, probably the noodles that was going to go cook in the kitchen. So in our hostel, there's like from my room, there's like a mini staircase to the kitchen. So as I just got to that staircase, that's how the Lord just spoke to me, and it was like I can never forget that experience. Funnily, till date, I can't even remember that the prayer I prayed that afternoon, but I'm very certain because I wasn't praying for marriage. Like, why am I praying for marriage? I'm still a student, so I wasn't praying for marriage or a marital partner or whatever. So I'm very certain that the prayer point was not about marriage. But as I got to that staircase, the Lord spoke to me and said, Michael is your husband.
Gigi, currently has applied to heaven.
Stop.
If you form out girl, we'll go and report it to God.
Stop. And God said, Michael is your husband. And to be very specific, he brought his picture to my heart. Like, I saw his face. He brought his picture to my heart. And immediately, someone I didn't like, his love just filled my heart at that moment. And I went to I was still on my, just at that, it happened within seconds. And I went to in the kitchen, I prepared, I was so confused. I'm like, wait, what just happened? I was so confused. I was like, am I dreaming? So, funnily, as at then, the only thing I knew about him was his first name. In fact, I didn't know I think on Facebook, he has been using Mike Lani. Mike Ayolani, I think.
Yeah, I think I was looking Mike Lani Ayo at the time.
Yeah. So I didn't even know his surname. The only thing I knew about him was that his first name is Michael, and he's a student of Federal Polytechnic Ido-Ekiti. Those were the only two things I knew about him. I didn't even know his surname. I didn't know any other thing. I just know, okay, I met him in church. So I was like, wait, I don't understand. How is this guy where did you come from? And that was in February of 2016, and I'm like, okay. So his love filled my heart. I just loved him. I'm like, okay, I've known my husband.
No stress.
So I was like, okay, how am I going to reach this guy now? How am I going to communicate with him? Like someone we've not even spoken in years. So, and then I remember 1st of March, when that was the day we're doing community posting in my school as I then, and we had gone to Ise Ekiti for community posting. So I remembered that I just felt led to chat him up on 2go. Well, I was still using 2go as I then. I was using WhatsApp as well, but I didn't have. I don't think 2go uses number because I didn't have your phone number.
No, yeah, I didn't have phone
So it was I had this 2go username and then Facebook, but I just felt led to chat him up on 2go. So he responded. I was like, wow! So we chatted. Like I was acting nice because of course I'm a nice girl. So we chatted and we just spoke, and the next day too we still chatted on 2go. So the third day I'm like, wait, is it that this guy is not on WhatsApp? Why is he not telling us to move to WhatsApp to talk and all of that?
I was forming harder guys, my turn.
Because of course the world was already using WhatsApp as at then. So later I think I was the one that asked for your number. I can't remember this.
Yeah, you asked. You are the one that asked. Forget it. I was forming hard guy.
Baby, stop. So I don't know if I was on the app actually. I can't remember all those tiny bits. So, but I remember we then moved to WhatsApp and we started talking. I didn't even tell him anything that the Lord had said to me, but we just started talking as friends. I asked him how was school, blah blah blah. For months we just kept on talking and chatting.
In other words, you were toasting me.
Keep quiet. So we were just talking and all of that. So there was one time there was even a time I'm like, wait, this guy, I don't even know if he has a girlfriend or is in a relationship with anybody. I don't even know if he will ask me out. But eventually, he knows like I'm lovable. Have you met me? Why won't you love me? He just started asking me out. I'm like, okay, time to do shakara. Then he started asking me out. Alamdi, yeah, this. Yeah, that. I'm like, So we talked to my wife,
Where's the evidence?
So he then started asking me out. I was like, okay, don't worry, I'll pray about it. Me that I do have answers since. Okay, I'll pray about it. I'll ask God about it. Sometimes I would not even say I'll pray, but I'll just be smiling. I'll just be sending him emoji. So we kept on talking. Like from that 1st of March till date, we didn't stop talking. Kept on talking. We're friends. We're just gisting. There was a time, I think the very first date we had, I came to Ado Ekiti. So it was like, he was going, because it was, like I said, he's a student of Federal Polytechnic Ado Ekiti, and I can never forget that day. He brought me Nutri-Milk and Gala. I was like, nice brother, this is so sweet. So he came to church. It was a Tuesday because we had a service on that Tuesday. So I was like, since I'm coming to church, he'll quickly come and see me, and then he'll go back because he has to be in he was a fellowship brother. So he came, brought me those things, we prayed together, and then he left. December of that year, we attended Shiloh together. And after the Shiloh, like I prayed that Shiloh, I was like, okay, God, what is going to happen to this relationship? Like I just prayed to get more clarity, and then God spoke to me. What is going to do in my life? What am I going to do in this life? You know, those kind of prayer points. So all those kind of prayers. So we prayed, and then after Shiloh, when we went back home, I'm not telling him that this was what God had said to me since March of this year, or since February of this year rather. I just told him everything, and he was like, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, continue.
To give context to what she shared about me walking up to her and say, God said you're my wife. To be honest, I was just doing the normal brother thing, like she's a fine girl. I was trying to play spiritual brother. So, but that was not the case really. Just to put that out there. But when she was forming hard to get, I moved on. Like I moved on properly. So yeah, at the time when she messaged me, Somebody been trying to message and I was ignoring your messages. So at the time when she messaged me, it was very, very funny. When we didn't work out at the time, I moved on, had another relationship with someone else, and it was working very well. That was amazing as well, actually amazing. Then when I was resuming for my HND, she wasn't comfortable with a distance relationship. And after I tried to convince her, she felt it's not going to work. And I was like, okay, this is where it ends. And we broke up yesterday. And then today, somebody messages me. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I know somebody that you've been trying to talk to before that was for me hard to get. Now message you, so it's my turn to make a call. So yeah, I was ready for the game. But started talking and she asked my number. I was like, okay, what's going on? So yeah, and then everything she said from that time on applied. So but one thing you didn't mention was when I was trying to play my card to how far are you still up for my proposal in the past, you kept saying, have you prayed about it? You kept saying, have you prayed about it? And you kept saying, talk to God about it. And so yeah, you kept emphasizing that actually. And me, I had not gotten anything from God.
So which confirmation did you receive from God that was your wife?
I got many actually. I got 3 specific confirmations, like 3 different times.
And just to mention, when we started talking, and like, of course, if God had said, oh, this was your husband and it wasn't meeting husband material criteria, I wouldn't have got ahead with the relationship. But then when we started talking, I saw that okay, this guy is someone that I would like to be married to.
100 years husband material.
And I was like, God is particular about every tiny detail, right? And He knows what's best for each one of us. So God wasn't wrong when He said that He was my husband. And I remember vividly one particular day. I don't know if Nosales will remember this. I don't know if she's gonna be watching this anyway. We had met at Ido-Ekiti. We went for a retreat, so we're talking about you, how I met you and things like that, what God said to me. And she was like, well, she's just going to let advise that I pray about it and get a word confirmation about it, that she not just like rely on only that. And well, then we're talking already anyway, so I was like, okay, no worries. I was going to pray about it and get a word that is from the scripture, get a scriptural word, right? So I remember one morning during that retreat, I'd waking up very early. It was at Ido-Ekiti still, to go into the hall to pray. And it was just so funny. The Holy Spirit was like, okay, open your Bible to Daniel 10, I think 11 or verse 12 now. And it was talking about how...
Should we open it?
Yeah, let's open it, please. Yeah, verse 13. So it says, you people are KJV. Oh, where's NLT, Jerry? So it said, then he said, don't be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray for understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your request has been heard in heaven, and I have come in to answer your prayer. But for 21 days, the spirit of Prince of Kingdom of Persia blocked my way. Then Michael, one of the archangels, came to help me, and I left him there with the spirit prince of the Kingdom of Persia. Like,
with the fight battle.
That morning has to be one of the funniest. Like, that encounter is still one of the funniest I've ever had, because it was like when the Holy Spirit said I should open that scripture. Immediately I just saw Michael. Like, that was all I needed. I was like, it's still this name again. Like, it's the one and does this for me. And yeah, that was how I met this amazing...
When did you say yes?
Human.
How did you say yes?
Yes to
me?
Me, if I already said, in my head, I already said yes since March of 2016.
When did you say yes to my own proposal? The one I was doing. You had said yes to God. You did not say yes to Michael.
Well, I just feel like we started the very first day I chatted you up.
What's your yes?
It was my yes.
Okay.
But even though after Shiloh, That was December of 2016 was when I now explained everything.
Yeah.
To you.
Was that before your birthday or after your birthday? Okay,
before my birthday. It was after Shilu. It was the day.
So when I came to your birthday, and I came in as chairman.
Well, of course, as my husband to be. So yeah, that was how we met, and it's been an amazing journey with Mr. Michael.
With the fight
battle. The one ordained by God. With the fight each battle. Okay, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Hit the subscribe button.
Please.
No, don't go. Hit it now. Don't go. Sister Eunice.
Sister Eunice. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Subscribe.